Moma, I've talked with you behind the scenes. It seems like obviously up front, it's like everything's cool, everything's all right, kind of. But I know behind the scenes it was kind of chaotic, right? Just like I know in LA and Cali and certain cities, it was like there weren't venues open. There was like all these like confusion on regulations and protocols and shit like that. And I know, Moma, I mean, for a couple weeks, if not a couple months, the comment section in the Instagram of Everyday People was nuts. It was like I went for the first time. I was seeing Everyday People post about, the event. It would be just a flyer post, and it was like thousands of comments, hundreds of comments from anti-vaxxers. Like, what? Vaccination only? What? Negative test? All of this shit coming up. And I remember talking with you before. You were like, yo, man, we're just going to go the super safe route and see what happens. And Dana, I saw you guys had Tacos and Cervezas in Orlando that you had to cancel maybe in August, right? Or something?
Yeah, unfortunately, that took a really big toll on me because that was going to be a really big one. We were supposed to host it at Celine. It's one of like the best venues out in the downtown Orlando area. But, the COVID cases were just extremely too high. And I didn't want to put like any of our crowds from the New York area going down there in danger.
Yeah. Because,
Florida's going to Florida. Like they don't care down there, Sorry to say that, but I was also participating in like the town hall meetings with like Advent Health. It's like one of the major hospitals in the Orlando area. And they were saying, listen, like for Labor Day weekend, we're projecting that cases are going to be triple than what they are now. So it was a really tough decision that me and my partner had to make. But, for the safety of our supporters and friends and family, we decided to pull back, unfortunately.
Yeah, because you guys, both of you guys having your own parties, right? You have to have the response. I mean, you guys are DJing it and everything, and it's all a party and it's all good. But I don't think motherfuckers understand, like, the responsibility you guys have because of basically your following. You have to care for their health. You have to, like, look out for them and make sure you're creating a safe environment for that shit. I know, Mo, that was a big fucking deal with you when you were talking with me and all the fellas about relaunching Everyday People this summer.
You want to look out for the health and wellness of the people that are going to attend. That's no question. But you're also limited by the local laws and the mandates, So a lot of times that takes all the guesswork out of the equation. In order to get started in New York back in June, if you wanted to have an event that was not socially distanced and without mask wearing, I'm never going to an Everyday People that's socially distanced. It's stupid. It makes no sense, right? And I don't even want to be wearing a mask outdoors. In order to do an event without both of those things, it had to be fully vaccinated. So when we got out the gate with the first two events, that's what the mandates was.
That's what New York. Yeah. New York was telling
Then later on that week, actually during that same week, after we started promoting vaccine only, they changed it to vaccine or negative test. Wow. But we had already promoted vaccine only events. So how do you tell the people who bought tickets, oh, we're bringing these other people to the dance now, right? So we're like, let's just stay with this mandate for now. And we caught heat for that because people were like, well, I'm supposed to be able to pull up with a negative test. I said, I know, but we already sold vaccine only to a couple thousand people. So let's just leave it at that. And then the next set of events, we went vaccine or negative test per the mandates.
Right.
And then in August, they changed the mandate when it went back to vaccine only. And so we had to change again. And then we caught more heat for that. But I feel like people thought we were making up the laws. We were just following whatever, like the city of New York. And obviously, we're not trying to say get vaccinated or don't get vaccinated. We're trying to say that until we can find a space for all Black people to commune, it's better to be able to throw a party for some of the people than none of the people, And that's why people were beefing with us. They were like, y'all are being elitist. This is medical elitism. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like if we can find a space for 2,500 people to jam and only 2,000 can come, then that's what it's going to be. Also, we got to feed ourselves, right? Like we got families, we got bills, we got rent, but some people want to. So I wasn't even really tight about the whole vaccine versus anti-vaccine argument because I get it. You can be on either side of that, right? For me, it's people who just had the audacity to say y'all should shut shit down until we can all party together, you know? And I was just like, nah, that's not going to be the case. If we can make 2,500 people happy and provide joy to a segment of the community, then let's do it. And then at some point, everybody can come back to the dance and it'll be even better.
Let's rewind to the first flyer you put up, right? That was vaccination only, right? All the comments, they like a majority of the comments was like, I guess I ain't gonna go. I'd be like, well, I'm not going. I guess I ain't fucking with everyday people no more. Like if they're gonna move like this, was that a little scary? Like was like even with you, Dana? Did you? I don't know if you did any taco cervezas in New York or any events, but like if you did vaccination only, like it must, for me, if I had owned a business and I was advertising and I saw the comments and I was like, oh shit, look at all these negative comments and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit would kind of like fuck with me in the same sense.
I wasn't that concerned because, it's always the loud minority that's the loudest. Like if you have 150 negative comments, but 3,500 likes, you got to look at that ratio. It's just the people that's with the shits don't want to say nothing. They ain't got time for the, for the controversy. But the people that's not with the shits, they the one who got time. They got all day. You know what I'm saying? They going back and forth. And in my mind, I was like, let's not say anything. Let's let the community regulate itself. People who are like working in hospitals or people who had vaccine hesitancy were all in the chat, commenting, starting a discussion. And I liked it because it was a lot of engagement,
Of course.
And then the parties were selling out quick, fast, like faster than they ever had. In like 2 hours, 1,200, 1,300 tickets gone. And I think a lot of that had to do with the engagement that a lot of the people that was like, I don't fuck with everyday people. It's going to be empty. It's going to be just y'all. And then people replying back to them like, why you sound like you hating from outside of the club? And that whole kind of like communication that was going on was bringing up the flyer in the algorithm, and the party's just selling out dumb fast. You know?
That's the biggest confirmation, right? When it comes to sales, if the sales is coming in and if it's selling out in 2 hours, then you already know. And
one more thing. Yeah. It got younger. It got so much younger, like almost by like 4 or 5 years, just huge, because a lot of the people that are like into health and wellness and like holistic lifestyles, that shit you get into later on in life. People start reading up on Dr. Sebi when they're 30. Right. They start like truly implementing it when they're 35. And then by the time they're 40, you call them quote unquote hoteps. I don't know if that's a bad word or whatever, but
kind of is, but
it is. It might be a bad word.
A little bit.
Wait, can you break this down? What is this? Hoteps?
What is hotep? Is it hotep? Well, I think it comes from the word Imhotep, which was like an ancient Egyptian semi-prophet.
So something like that. Yeah.
The word Imhotep kind of, it represents knowledge of self and, I guess for lack of a better word, knowledge of self and your third eye is open, right? Y'all ever heard that? My third eye is open.
Yeah.
So wait. Should I stop saying hoteps or should I not say that? Or what is that?
Well, if there's somebody that you consider to be a hotep, do not call them a hotep.
Okay. But I can say this shit, right?
It just sounds bad overall.
It's not like me saying chink or something, right? It's not like that.
It's not like saying, no, it's not. No, it's not as bad.
Some people might be offended by it.
Okay. Wait. So these are the motherfuckers who don't, if they have a headache, they don't take an aspirin, right? Like they like stuck on some mint leaves or some shit like that. Is that what this is?
I don't know what they do, but they preach a holistic, organic lifestyle.
You know what I'm saying?
Alternative medicine. My point was that the older segment of the everyday people, I guess attendees who subscribe to an alternative medicine lifestyle, which I get, I fucks with it. It has a lot of benefits. They weren't able to come, unfortunately. And then younger people like college grads who get vaccinated every 6 weeks to live on campus anyway, right?
Yeah.
They was just like, just stick it in my veins. Where the party at? And so I looked up in June. I was like, this crowd is so damn young. And it made it, I'm going to keep it a whole buck. Vaccinated people are more straight, more square, more, I'm not going to use the word basic, But the unvaccinated people, them's just the cool motherfuckers, man, because they experiment with everything. Drugs, piercings, sexuality. They experiment with everything except for vaccine.
It all makes sense.
And
I never heard it put that way, but that makes so much sense.
Of everyday people between July 4th and August 15th, where we were able to do vaccine or test, I think those were like the best parties of the summer because we were able to have everybody from the community. You know what I mean?
Moma, I had a question. Did you have to shift the music because of the drop in age?
Yeah, because the young people, they all kind of came up with Afro beats, you know, and they all kind of came up with a lot of the dance hall and a lot of the soca. So I was able to do that. But like the really deep R&B classics, really deep, like we used to do, I really had to lay off of that. I used to do these kind of like black rock sets when my crowd was more like industry. You know, I play like Kanye, Black Skinheads. I play Kenna, Say Goodbye to Love, into Nirvana. All of that, I just kind of had to shelve the more eclectic stuff. But still, like, to me, I'm all for youth. You know what I'm saying? I'm always pushing for youth. So if you can maintain your crowd at a certain age or get it younger, that's going to bode well for your party. You're going to be able to, like, I mean, that was the 10th summer of Everyday People. And I don't do anniversaries because I don't want to age a party, but you're not supposed as a party to last that long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then attract a younger demographic, which is
in the process. Yeah.
Which is very hard to do.
That's because we play hip hop. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that age out, the old heads, you see them on Twitter. They're anti-Drake. They're anti-Travis. I'm like, they're anti-Lil Baby. I'm like, yo, you just pissing in the wind, my boy. Like, you got to get with the times. That's like the language of the youth. That's what they're into. At the last Elsewhere, when Dana was on the roof, I was downstairs in the club. I ran like 6 or 7 songs from Certified Lover Boy. Yeah. You know? I played the entire second half of Champagne Poetry.
Oh, really?
It hit. You know, I just wish it had a beat that dropped like International Players Anthem. It would have made it perfect, right? Nice. I played Poppy's Home.
Right. Daddy's,
huge. That is No New Friends in the Industry or some shit like that.
Right.
Obviously, Way Too Sexy. And I even played TSU.
TSU's popping. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
TSU's definitely popping.
TSU's the shit. That's like my favorite song on the fucking album, man.
So anyway, you want to keep your crowd young, keep them vaccinated, and play Drake.
If you want to check the full episode of this clip, click the video on the left. Or if you'd like to continue watching more road clips, click the video on the right. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page and get updated on new clips and videos from R.O.A.D Podcast throughout the week. Peace.